We tell these dudes that the Most High is only going to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. The Most High created the white man to be the devil of the planet Earth. He created him to be the wicked. We tell them the Lord's statutes and commandments. Men supposed to grow their beards and, keep the dietary laws, keep the high holy days. Women supposed to be in modest apparel and be subject unto their man and not seek a position in authority. They supposed to be silent in the churches. Okay? They can't understand the earthly things. They can't even keep the dietary laws, man. So how they going to understand the heavenly things? How they going to understand the spiritual things? Okay? How are they supposed to understand these things? They're not going to understand them because they're blinded. Okay? It says, and if I had told you earthly things and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you heavenly things? So you sit there, you really think they're going to sit there and want to build and get your input on how the earth was created, how man was created, and how it was spirits and whatever, Whatever question they ask you, you think they sincerely want to know or sincerely want to believe? Are they inquiring really about the faith? No. They just doing it for scoffers' sake. They doing it for ammunition so they could shoot down other Hebrews. Okay? So they could shoot down you. Okay? That's why you're not supposed to be equally yoked with these unbelievers. All right? They can't understand the carnal things, the so-called earthly things, So how are they going to understand the spiritual and the heavenly things? How are they going to understand our power if they can't even understand the 12 tribes of Israel? Okay? All right? Let me get the next script. All right, this is Sirach chapter 22, verse 13. Talk not much with a fool, and go not to him that have no understanding. Beware of him, lest thou have trouble, and thou shalt never be defiled with his fooleries. Depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be disquieted with madness. That's a cold cut, man. It says, talk not much with a fool. These dudes from the unconscious group is a fool. This is a group, a community, a congregation of fools, a congregation of darkness. This shit is an abyss. You keep diving into an abyss, and the Most High sets you up to be a pillar of light. So cool. The Most High sets you up to be a pillar of light. You're supposed to be a candle on top of a hill, and you keep diving into the abyss. All right? Because that's exactly what the house of consciousness is. The scriptures say the sheep shall hear his voice, and they shall cleave unto him. So no matter where you at, on the highways and byways or your YouTube videos, the sheep of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to find you. If you are a vessel of his, if you are a vessel of his choosing, of his picking, okay? Just like you, so-called, was led to the elders of Great Millstone, Mr. Alizé, you was led to the elders of Great Millstone, right? Just like all the brothers was led to the elders of Great Millstone, because the Lord was using them, is using them as a vessel that his voice can go through. But let me get back to the scripture. Talk not much with a fool, and go not to him that have no understanding. Beware of him, lest thou have troubles. This is why you going through troubles now. This is why you stumbling and fumbling and slipping up. Okay? This is why you slipping up. You getting deceived by your own vain opinion. This is why you getting confounded by polite, and he's manipulating you to say what he wants you to say. And thou shalt never be defiled with fooleries, which you are defiled with fooleries. They actually got you on the House of Conscience poster, okay? The Saner that was throwing up the 666. He's throwing up demonic hand gestures. And thou shalt never be defiled with his fooleries. Depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be disquieted with madness. Let's get the next scripture. This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 8. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not therewith, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth a bud, that it may give seed to the sower and the bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it. Okay? When you freestyling and you not coming out your own mouth, you're not sending out the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. It's not getting through. Okay? But let me read the point again. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither your ways my ways, saith Yahweh. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. So the ways of the Most High, the ways of the service of Yasha Allah, okay, the service of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, okay, are higher than these niggas that live in the abyss. These niggas that's into the philosophies of the world and the philosophies of Kemet, Buddhism, Scientology, Hinduism, Islam, so on and so forth. Okay. It's plain and simple, man. So we can't sit there and try to be on the same level or compromise or build with these dudes, you know? Just like Yahweh Shah, cast not your pearls before the swine, because they shall trample it under their feet. Every time you dropping jewels on these dudes, they just throwing it in the mud. They throwing it in the mire. They don't give a fuck about what you're saying, man. You know? I'm gonna end the show with this, you know, because this is a cold cut. The reason you go back to Job and Ezra's, the Most High asks certain questions, that these questions can't be answered. Esau tries to answer these questions because he's the goddamn devil, okay? But we can't answer these questions because the Most High ways is higher than our ways, plain and simple. That's the plain answer. The Most High ways is higher than our ways. Job 38:1. Then it says, then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, who is this that darkeneth counsel by the words without knowledge? Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand it of thee, and answer thou me. Salat. Where was thou when I laid the foundations of the earth and declared, if thou hast understanding? Who have laid the measures thereof, if thou knowest? Or who have stretched the line upon it, whereupon are the foundations thereof fasting? Or who laid the cornerstone thereof? When the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of the Most High shouted for joy? Or who shut up the sea with doors, when it brake forth as if it had issued out the womb? When I made the cloud the garment thereof, and thick darkness, and swandling band for it, and break up for it my decreed place, and set bars and doors, and said, here too shalt thou come, but no further, and here shall thy proud ways be stayed. Hast thou commanded the morning since thy days, and caused the day spring to know his place, that it might take hold the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it? If Salah, it is turned as clay to seal, and they stand as a garment, and from the wicked their light is withholden, and the high arm shall be broken. Hast thou entered into the springs of the sea, or hast thou walked in the search of the depth? Have the gates of death been opened unto thee? Or hast thou seen the doors of the shadow of death? Hast thou perceived the breadth of the earth? Declare if thou knowest it all. You can't answer none of these questions, man. You can't answer none of these questions. No man on earth can answer these questions. Even though Esau tries to play God and wants to be God, he can't answer these questions. Okay? He tries, but that science falsely so called. Where is the way where the light dwelleth? And as for darkness, where is the place thereof? That thou shouldest take it to the bound thereof, and that thou shouldest know the path to the house thereof. Knowest thou it because thou was then born, or because the number of thy days was great? Hast thou entered into the treasures of the snow? And hast thou seen the treasures of the hail, which I have reserved against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war? By what way is the light parted, which scattereth the east wind upon the earth? Who have divided water course for the overflowing of waters, or a way for lightning or thunder, to cause it to rain on the earth, where no man is, on the wilderness, wherein there is no man, to satisfy the desolate and waste ground, and to cause the bud of the tender herb to spring forth? Have the rain a father, or who have begotten the drops of dew? Out of whose womb came the ice, and the hoary frost of heaven? Who have gendered it? The waters are hid as with a stone, and the face of the deep is frozen. Canst thou bind the sweet influence of Pleiades, or loose the bands of Orion? Canst thou bring forth Mad Mazzaroth in his season? Or canst thou guide Arcturus with his sons? Knowest thou the ordinance of heaven? Canst thou set the dominion thereof in the earth? Canst thou lift up thy voice to the clouds, that abundance of the waters may cover thee? Canst thou send lightnings, that they may go and say unto thee, here we are? Powerful. Who have put wisdom in the inward parts, or who have given understanding to the heart? Who can number the clouds? Who can number the clouds in wisdom, or who can stay the bottles of heaven? When the dust groweth into hardness, and the clouds cleave fast together, wilt thou hunt the prey for the lion, or fill the appetite of the young lions? When they crouch in their dens and abide in the covert and to lie in wait, who provided the raven his food when his young ones cry unto the Most High? They wander for the lack of meat. And that's the point, man. It goes on and on. It's like 2 more chapters, 3 more chapters, and the Most High questioning Job, things that man can't possibly do, you know? And with that, I hope you brothers was edified. You know, seek not out the things that's hard for thee, you know, and stick to the scriptures, Akim. Just stick to the scriptures. Don't freestyle. Don't try to wing it. Always go back to the scriptures to prove your points. And with that, I say shalom.